I don't want nobody coming to me looking nutty and crazy and this spook stuff. No, I don't teach that. I'm going on a fast. First thing I want to know is how long. Tell me you've been to fast 6 months, I'm going to tell you you're a fool. You'll never make it. I'm going to fast until I meet Yahweh. You will. You're going to meet something. I prefer to call it death. Yahweh made that too. For crazy folk. Come now, let us reason together. Praise Yahweh. Feast of Weeks is beautiful. We've learned a lot already. You see, the Feast of Weeks we've had for several years, and no doubt our perceptions surrounding the Feast of Weeks remained as it had been all the time. But this time I'm expanding your mind to understand that the Feast of Weeks, like all the other feasts, exhibits many lessons. Look at Deuteronomy chapter 15, verse 15. This is one of the purposes of the Feast of Weeks. Read, please.
And thou shalt remember that thou wast a bondman in the land of Egypt, and the Lord thy God Yahweh redeemed thee. Therefore I command thee this thing today.
This is why we're commanded Feast of Weeks. Remember. Why in the world does Yahweh want us to remember we were slaves in Egypt? And in conjunction with that, why does he want us to remember he delivered us? Maybe it's to get in our minds that no matter how powerful our oppressor is, we should remember that Yahweh is able to deliver. Though hell looks all-encompassing, yet Yahweh is able to deliver. What is our assurance? Simply remember the power of Pharaoh. He was so powerful that he said, who is this Yahweh that I should listen to him? Exodus, let's take a look at Exodus 5:2 for a second. So when people are rulers and have power and have you under their hand, they think they're God. I mean, they may know they're not the creator, but they still think they're God because they have you under their thumb. So Pharaoh was not just a single man, it was Pharaoh and everybody that was his people. Pharaoh and his people were different from us. So all of Pharaoh's kinfolk had the same philosophy Pharaoh had, same belief. So if Pharaoh thought he didn't have to listen, then nobody in Pharaoh's family thought they needed to listen either. Read.
And Pharaoh said, who is the Lord Yahweh, that I should obey his voice to let Israel go? I know not the Lord Yahweh, neither will I let Israel go.
And in verse 3 they said, but Yahweh, the God of the Hebrews, has met with us. Let us go. Same thing you're saying today. They say, well, we don't, you read the paper. They say, I don't believe Yahweh Ben Yahweh is the Son of God. A newspaper reporter came in my face just last week. They wrote almost 2 pages, full page. And the reporter went right back to the Miami Herald, who went up and talked to my biological father and said, well, what do you think about your father? He said he was there when you came out and that you not the Son of God. Wanted me to argue set up an argument so they could fly out and talk to my biological father. I said, you want me to answer that? The reporter said, yeah. He said you not. I said, well, I read in the same Bible where Joseph was standing there. And the man you claim you believe in came out too. And I didn't read where Joseph followed him. And I didn't read where his brothers followed him. So I must be fulfilling what you already read about. What do you have to say about that? And they hung their head. I was already prepared for that question because I read it, that I was going to have to answer it. Yeah, well, what about, you believe in the New Testament? I said, I am the Old Testament and I am the New Testament. I'm the Testament, period. The Old Testament, you call it old, I teach that. Some of you call it the Torah and the law. I teach that. But what about the New? That's my story. What was that problem 1900 years ago? They said he was blaspheming. Accused him of considering himself equal to God. It upset a lot of folk. Same scribes. What is a scribe? A writer. What is a writer? A reporter. Same reporters, same spirit is walking around here now saying the same thing, asking the same old tired questions. Because they simply are not ready for my answers. But they weren't ready then. So how they going to be ready now? They've had 1900 years to get ready to answer or to stump me or trap me with questions. They've had 1900 years of practice. And they aren't able to work it yet. So they're saying the same thing today. Well, who's this Yahweh Ben Yahweh that we should listen to? Who? I mean, I know where he was born. He was born way out there in Oklahoma. He's alive, born in heaven. Who is this Yahweh that we should let y'all go? Did Yahweh accomplish it? What does the word say? Remember. Remember. Took a few plagues for Pharaoh to get it together. See, Pharaoh didn't just get it together on his own one day and say, go on, Israel, it's right for y'all to leave, go on. No, see, it didn't work like that. It took crack cocaine, Iran-Contra affair, taking Watergate and AIDS, syphilis and gonorrhea. Taking a little drought. Last year, Yahweh simply set 1,200 fires in California with lightning. And it's drier now than it was last year. So all it's going to take is for Yahweh to strike a few pieces of lightning. He said he started 1,200 fires. It almost burned up 4 states. What was it, last week? Yahweh sent 81 tornadoes in one day in one area. It was only 81. They said it was a swarm of tornadoes. Never in the history of the world have 81 tornadoes hit in one area in one day. That was just one day. That's not the tornadoes that hit across the country. That was just in one area in one day. 81. You could count them and their destruction. So, you know, a little bit of this going on while I'm here saying, let us go. But like Pharaoh in the past, just remember, the God of the Hebrews have met with you. Now, in verse 3, the Hebrews understood who met with them. But Pharaoh did not understand who with us, Israel. Pharaoh was present and the Hebrews were present when Yahweh walked on the earth and met with the Hebrews. But Pharaoh didn't believe who he was looking at was in fact the God of the Hebrews, and if it was the God of the Hebrews, he didn't feel that was very important either. He didn't know, Pharaoh didn't realize that the God of the Hebrew was also the creator of all things, including those plagues that was going to convince him. And then when Yahweh convinced Pharaoh, he wasn't through with Pharaoh. He then turned around and killed him. And what? His whole army of believers. So the Pharaoh and the enemy and my opponents in America, though they look impossible to stop and to turn around and to reverse and be destroyed, yet Yahweh is able. Just remember, the same yesterday, today, and forever, the same Yahweh is able to kill all who oppose him today and all the army of them. That's what Feast of Weeks is all about. Remembering. We're not here to just simply go back in our mind to Egypt and sit up and fold our hands, rock, go stand at some wall, and mumble. No, see, it's not about that. And all of you that thought Feast of Weeks was about that, I'm here to educate you that there's a lot more to consider. Many, many lessons in this feast, and they're important lessons. First of all, what I've shared with you thus far is a faith lesson. Remember, no matter how powerful Pharaoh was and his army, Yahweh was able to keep Pharaoh off Israel, though Pharaoh was chasing Israel. Yahweh was able to put a force. He put out his force. And that was an invisible divider, but it was a divider nevertheless. It looked like a cloud by day and fire by night, but it worked. Same Yahweh. Same Yahweh. Just remember, you remember, same Yahweh. The boy looked like we're not going to overcome crack cocaine. Students in the public schools are 80% functionally illiterate. And they're all going to hell and look like they don't want to do right or hear right or go right. Well, Yahweh is the same yesterday, same today. So it just doesn't look like any of them are going to listen. Well, I have a whole university over here listening. I have several hundred in Yahweh University that's listening. I have a lot more than Noah started with. He started with 8. And all the people on the earth today is the result of that 8. Well, I got a big start. Look at what I have to work with. Means I'll be able to get it done a whole lot faster. Remember, Feast of Weeks is about remembering Yahweh delivered us. Saying Yahweh here to deliver us. And the same Red Sea that Yahweh used to kill Pharaoh, he saved us. Yeah, he opened up the Red Sea, let us pass through, used the same Red Sea to drown Pharaoh and his army. Israel, to them it looked like they were between a rock and a hard place. Here was the impossible Red Sea in the front of them. And none of them could swim. They've been handling bricks too long. None of them could swim, not cross no Red Sea. And here was Pharaoh and his army chasing them from the rear. If they go forward, they die. And if they stand still, they die. But see, something else was in operation. Yahweh. Israel had Yahweh with them, who had power over the Red Sea. Remember, Feast of Weeks is about remembering Yahweh is sovereign. Yahweh is all powerful. Yahweh is here to deliver us. While we be in hell, he's here to deliver us from hell. It looked like there's nowhere to go, and nowhere to turn. Pull up to the shores of America, and all around you is water. And all around you are devils, the cage of every hateful, wicked, evil bird. Full of devils. Revelation what? Revelation 18:2. I'm not making this up. Revelation 18:2. 2 and 3. Read.
And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the whole of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
Now, wherever it says her, and wherever it says Babylon, say America. Now, let's go back and read it again. And wherever it says Babylon, wherever it says her, say America. And see if it fits or not. Read.
And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, America the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the whole of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of America's fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with America, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of America's delicacies.
True or not? All nations of the earth seek to come to America and be free of the moral restraints in their countries. Freedom in America means do what you want to do. You don't have to worship Yahweh. You don't have to keep the laws of Yahweh in America. You can not believe in Yahweh at all. Call you an atheist. You can be an atheist. You can be a deist in America. You can be just a hatred. You can be against prayer. One devil can take prayer out of all the schools with everybody wanting it. One devil has more power than 100 million people. That means devils sitting in high places called supreme courts and all that. Supreme devils sit in those places according to the scriptures. That's the only way in the world. One devil can get a whole country turned around from prayer in school. Say, well, Yahweh Ben Yahweh, you're not a Christian. I mean, prayer to God is better than no prayer at all. At least a kid would know there was a God. To know there's any God is better than thinking, being taught you come from a monkey. You ask, what's wrong with the children today? They think they're monkeys. They've turned the cities into jungle. Think about it. Feast of Weeks. Remember, Yahweh chose to place his name in the hills of North America and is able to deliver us from hell. Yahweh is able, not only, he doesn't have to take us and cause us to run or tread water in the Atlantic or the Pacific. He's able to destroy the wicked right here in America. How many of you tonight find it wonderful remembering? Now, back to Exodus 5, 2 and 3. I want to call your attention again. Don't be distressed when people you know declare their disbelief in Yahweh. Because we see that's what Pharaoh did. And his whole army did the same. But that didn't change the power of Yahweh to destroy our enemy and deliver us. If we didn't learn anything else about Feast of Weeks than what we've learned tonight, and how to remember and put our trust in Yahweh, and to know that no matter how the hells of America look and appear to be, that we are serving the Creator who has all power. He exercised that power in resurrecting us out of this hell. And though it looked like nothing else is going on right now, believe me, plenty is going on. So this Feast of Weeks, let's remember, we were in bondage in Egypt, and Yahweh delivered us. Let us remember and do what? Rejoice. Think of what we have to rejoice about. The same Yahweh that destroyed Pharaoh and delivered us, that same Yahweh is here this Feast of Weeks with us. We don't have to wish we were back there for the God of the Hebrews to meet with us. He's here now meeting with us. Remember, I'm here to do the same thing. Remember, near home.